women end up in all this relationship trouble? Number one is because the feminist movement, while really great in the last 150 years, has given us so much, right? We're so much more equal, we have so much more opportunity, so much of all of that stuff. But we focus mostly on self-esteem. We haven't really focused on self-love. I mean, anyone here have daily conversations about self-love with each other? Like, you don't go to coffee and talk about self-love? You know? Anyone here's parents ever talk to them about self-love? Because they don't know either. Because none of us know. We don't talk about it. If you actually look up in the dictionary the definition, so go to dictionary.com today or this week, you will see the definition of self-love is vanity, conceit, and narcissism. That's the definition. So that is what your brains are trained to believe. And the truth is that every relationship you have in your life starts with one thing, your relationship with yourself. And if you don't love yourself, you're not nice to yourself, and you don't believe in your own self-worth, and you don't give yourself unconditional love, and you don't give yourself unconditional respect, how the heck can you expect to have it from anybody else? Inside of all of your brains are these very, very ancient patterns that are fear-based patterns based on being cavemen and cavewomen. When it was like if you didn't have a man, you were going to die, right? So like if you were a cavewoman and you didn't have a man, there was no food coming in. You were going to starve. So if you two, were in a cave system together, and you had a husband, and she didn't, she was going to go after your husband because that's how she was going to get the meat. And you were going to protect your husband so that she didn't come after him. That's really deep, primal, like caveman patterning that's in every single one of us. So, and that's running in our subconscious. We have no idea most of the time that that's happening. So that's why if you say you date a guy and he had a girlfriend before you, and you don't like her, but you don't even know her. So why do you don't like her? Because she's a threat. Because she's going to steal the meat, But the thing is that you don't need the meat anymore. You are self-independent, self-empowered women. You can get the meat on your own. It's a different, it's a different day. It's a different age. People forget that people are supposed to be nice to you. Like, he's supposed to be nice to you. And I didn't get this, for some reason, until Noah and I were dating, probably 3 weeks or so? About 3 weeks. And we're out, I don't know, pizza or going for a walk or something. He looked at me and he said, Christine, I really don't know what's going to happen here between the two of us, but you have to raise your expectations for men. You can't like a man because he's nice to you. He's supposed to be nice to you. And I was like, whoa, what? Really? It was like this light bulb went off in my head. I didn't have that class at MBA school. I didn't know that. All those things that we expect for men to do, on those really low bar expectations, when we put up with that, we're saying it's okay. There's a lot of men out there that will treat you that way. There are a lot of men out there that won't be supportive of you. There are a lot of men that will drive a fast car and have a big bank account, and they're all about themselves. They'll look good on paper, but they're not going to be good here. And the fact is that every single one of you deserve unconditional respect, unconditional love in every single one of your relationships. And if you're in a relationship, whether it's a friendship or it's a romantic partnership, and that person isn't nice to you, that person doesn't respect you, then that person doesn't deserve to be in your life. They don't deserve to be in your life. It's an honor to be in your life. It's an honor for you to share yourself with somebody else. If they can't play by the rules of unconditional love and respect, they don't deserve it. Now, that means you also have to give it. When you're in a relationship with it, these are some of the signs that he's not being nice to you, right? Do you call your girlfriends to cry about it? Don't cry about it. Do you talk about your relationship, or do you talk about yourself? Or your dreams, or your hopes? That's another sign that he's not being great to you. Do you say things like, well, that's just how he is? Or, he's not that way all the time. Or, I call it the blip effect, where things will be going really, really good, then something bad will happen, and whoop, the relationship goes down here, and then all of a sudden, something great happens, whoop, up here, you think, okay, this is it, this is the time, it's going to be great, bloop, 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 it's like being on a roller coaster. That's another sign that you're settling. So I really want everyone to get here. Say this back to me out loud. He's supposed to be nice to me.
He's supposed to be nice to me.
She's supposed to be nice to me.
She's supposed to be nice to me.
Everyone's supposed to be nice to me.
Everyone's supposed to be nice to me.
That's what I want you to put in your heart. And that also includes you, that you're supposed to be nice to you. Number 2 way women make themselves unhappy in relationships. They make love the end goal. It's all about getting the love. Like, when I get love, then it'll be okay. Versus having a relationship that's based on trust, intimacy, respect, friendships. I mean, when you're talking to your girlfriends, when you're talking about boys, do you say, God, I really want a boyfriend, I really want a date, or do you say, I really want a relationship, which a guy's really nice to me, and we have an intimate relationship, and we're trusting each other and respectful? Which one? Number 1? I can't hear. That's first one. So think about that. Think about what you're inviting into your life. I want a boyfriend. Just think about that. Boyfriend. Do you really want a boy who's your friend? Do you really want a boy? I mean, who here wants to be with boys? Do we want to date boys? Or do we want to date mature, fun, men, women? Like, which ones? Boys or men? Yeah. I'll date boys. Be clear about what you want. And don't look for that love from somebody else, because you're not going to find it unless you look here first. And that's the truth. The way to really find the love that you're wanting is knowing that it comes from here. Because when you're looking at it from out there, when that person goes away, what happens? The love goes away. And you get crazy, and you do crazy things. Who here has ever done anything crazy in the name of love? Come on, that's it? Oh!
You have to keep up.
It's okay. It's absolutely okay. Love is easy to fall in love. Who here has ever loved somebody? Friends, family, like love is easy. Like, you love a dog, like we're loving people, right? But it's the trust and the intimacy and the respect, and you don't have to have a marriage to have that. Like, just your friendship should be that way. Just the guy you're dating should be. Don't you think men and women should respect each other? Yeah. I mean, it's like God's brain science, people, really, It's like, what happens if instead of looking for love, you looked for respect and friendship and connection and companionship? What different kind of person might you end up being with, whether it's a friend or whether it's a romantic relationship? So here's the antidote for this. Love yourself. Know that you complete yourself. Who here has ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire? You guys know the movie Jerry Maguire? With Renee Zellweger and Tom Cruise, and this whole scene at the end where they break up a zillion times or whatever. He walks into the house, this dramatic breakout, and he walks into the house and he says to her, "You complete me." And she goes, "Oh! No one can complete you by yourself, because if he completes you, then he leaves. What are you? Half a person? No! You complete you. So these romantic notions that the movies fill your head with, don't fall for them. When you're in a really great partnership, like, we don't even celebrate Valentine's Day. People give me flowers all the time. Yeah, what's that?
I have a lot of self-love. I know myself. I really am doing what I want in my life. I'm very free. I have a great marriage. And I am really hard on myself. If you could see the black and blue marks that my mean girl has put on me, you would call the authorities. Anyone here have an inner mean girl? We're going to talk about her today. We're going to get her on your side today. This is what I call the silent epidemic of the inner mean girl syndrome. And over the last year, I have spoken with over 10,000 women across this country. No, across the world, actually, from New Zealand to Africa to India and back. And here's the thing, they all have them too. It is not a cultural thing. It is not an age thing. It is not a color thing. We all have this girl inside of us. She will stop your dreams, steal your joy, keep you wanting to pull your covers over your head, not get out of bed, or like mine, compare you to everybody else in the world. Some of her most self-sabotaging habits are things like judgment, comparison, gossip, high expectations. At some level, your inner mean girl protected you. She was created to protect you. But then you get to a certain part in your life when she no longer protects you, she actually stops you from getting to where you want to go. So you have a broadcasting station in your head, like a big radio station, and you get to choose whether it's her running the show That's 88.9 FEAR, fear. Or turn the channel to 108.00, where LOVE broadcasts. And that's the channel of self-love. And that's the channel that your inner wisdom actually broadcasts on.
By the way, and I came to this hoping that I would get something good out of it, and I almost cried at some parts because I felt like she was talking about my life. So I just want to thank you, Christine, because you pretty much read me my life and then told me what to do, and now I know what to do. So.
Thank you.